Hey, look what we have found. Big sound in a small town, far from the bright lights. They're making music every night. Discover what's all around. The big sound of a small town.
Hi, and welcome to Big Sound Small Town. I'm your host, Sandy Carlton, and this is a podcast about the lives and stories of the musicians, writers, artists, and their associates that have their roots in the small towns and communities across America. If you like what you hear, tell somebody. Enjoy.
How you doing?
Good. I'd let you play all day, man. Nobody's gonna stop you from playing that stuff. You know, it's today on Big Sound Small Town, I'm in the Earl Scruggs Center, and I got legendary guitarist Roger Padgett with me, and that was just a little intro of the man has been both an acoustic god and an electric god over the years. And we're going to find out how all that happened. I got to ask you one thing right off the bat. I seen a video of you, and it was an electric video, might have been at Brackett Cedar Park, and you just chewed it up, chewed the solo up, and then threw the guitar out into the audience.
That was the last time I played electric guitar until here recently.
Really? That is too cool. That is too cool a video, man. Was Rick DeLozier involved with that?
No, there was a benefit show that somebody put on up at the Brackets. I think it's us and.
I can't remember who was in that video with you, but man, you just kill that solo and then throw it out there. And I thought, man, that's just too cool.
Yeah, I threw that guitar down and I didn't pick it up till probably about a year ago.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's a long time ago. How long would that you reckon that have been?
This is 1996.
Wow, that's a long time.
And I played electric guitar every day, 4 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you did.
Up until that point.
Wow.
And I decided then that was the last show I was going to do with Medicine Man and start picking acoustic guitar again. So.
That was just that was Medicine Man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll get to that story, I guess. All right. Take us back to the beginning. How did you become the electric guy to begin with?
Just run my mouth and practice all the
time. I guess you had influences too, didn't
you? Yeah. Then electric-wise was, Frank Marino, Ted Nugent, people like that. I had skipped all the other. I didn't really listen to much Hendrix and stuff like that. But
right.
I like Ted Nugent's playing, and
during that time did you when did you form your first band? I mean, did you start playing? You didn't start though playing electric, did you? You
started acoustic.
Yeah. Acoustic. Yeah.
And I
now,
played.
When did that start?
Well, I started playing, I guess, 4, 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
4, I could make 3 chords, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it was about 9 I started playing with a Elvis Presley and Loretta Lynn tribute band. They do have one set, and then they come out and do the other set. Elvis would come out and do it. It was with the sheriff of Rolston County, and it's Ed Searcy. He
was part of it.
He was the Elvis guy.
He was the Elvis guy?
Yeah, and I had my aunt. She done the Loretta Lynn stuff. She sounded just like her.
How old would you have been then?
10 or 11, somewhere in there. I had a blue jean 3-piece suit, so I mean that's how long it was.
Wow, that's too cool though. I bet you wish you still had those suits.
Oh
yeah. That's too cool.
And we played at Green Acres, before it was before Steve was become involved in it. It was just Niles and
Niles'
building it.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. So what happens after that?
I tried out for a couple other bands, and they said I was good enough, but I was too young. And I just bopped around the neighbors up there. I had a little band going and done battle of bands and stuff like that. But I guess started played with Ray Harper.
Yeah.
The band director. He played in his band. Never to get paid, but played with them. It was about 30 people.
Yeah, I did the same thing at some point in my life too, and pretty much the same thing.
There's a lot of people. He said, "Oh, there's a lot of people in the band."
Yep, I did. I had that very same job, but it was a good learning experience.
Yeah, all that helped out. Played funk bands, soul bands.
Yeah, now that was pretty much. Ray's pretty much a straight up jazz band too, which is pretty heady stuff for a young guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he used to tell me how bad I was all the time. but he got me to play with him. So when you get your first real band?
I guess right about senior high school, right during that time, me and Don Robertson. Bruce Camp, Chris, can't think of Chris's last name now. We had the original Cold Steel.
Oh, okay. Right.
And we played the Barn and Gaffney and places like that. Played good many gigs, and the marriage just kind of snowballed.
Were you still in high school then, wasn't you? Or was you out yet?
I was barely out.
Barely out?
Between high school and having youngins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So... then, I mean, where did you go from there?
I think I don't know what I'd done there for a little while.
What really? Okay.
I'll come back. I went to California with the GIT for a while.
Yeah.
And I come back home and I joined up with Triad, and then we went off and played.
Yeah, Triad was the first big deal.
Yeah, played enough. Did enough.
Go ahead, and tell everybody about Triad.
Well, we played up here, around here for a while, and then we changed the name to Cold Steel again. And me and parts of me and Vernon and Todd, and then Tim Brown and Rusty Sprouse, we had a band. We played CMC and
Right.
done the road thing pretty hard
Yeah.
for a year or so, and then just went from there to different things after that. And that's pretty.
Wait. Who was Todd?
Todd Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's
And then me and Vernon, we hooked up and got, I had several different bands that played out a lot. It was, I can't think of all of them's names. I watched the video the other day. It was,
Who have you played the most with over the years?
I guess Kelly, the drummer.
Kelly, yeah.
Me and him's been pretty on for 25 years or 30 years now, I guess.
You played with Vernon a long time too.
And Vernon, yeah, Vernon's been in a couple of different things. Yeah, we stayed together up till, well, even me and Vernon would still do some stuff up a couple of years ago. We'd go play.
Yeah, I thought y'all still even played together sometimes. He wasn't playing banjo then.
Yeah, he was playing band. Well, he was playing bass then, but
He
me and
was
him
playing
done a
bass
little
back
side
in that
thing.
day,
We
right.
started doing that bluegrass thing way back, in
Right.
the early '90s, late '80s, somewhere. He'd bring his banjo and we'd go do play parties or whatever,
Right.
just for the fun of it.
But at that time, he was your bass player.
Yeah.
wasn't he? Yeah. So, all right, we're making progress, Roger. Where we at now?
Well, then Medicine Man we done, that was probably the band I thought would be the band
That
to make
was-
it, but
Yep, that's a good band. That's an awfully good band. Go ahead and tell everybody who's in it too. I want to know.
John Hatchell, singer, then Kelly Hull, Vernon Hensley, and me.
Yeah. Y'all did that for a long time.
Yeah, played a lot of big shows.
Yeah, you did. A lot of big shows. Was
Then
it-
the grunge thing come in, and it was like killed our momentum there.
Yeah, yeah.
So that the music started changing. Then we was more on the heavy side of rock. I wanted to be even heavier, but we was pretty heavy for the grunge stuff. Kind of wiped that out for a while.
Right.
And then I went to see an acoustic syndicate, and when Brian was coming up to our practice with Medicine Man, and he somehow or another, I went and seen them, and I thought, well, I could probably do that. The music's changing, I just jump out here now when I got the chance to just get on something else. And I stowed that electric down and got my acoustic and started playing it all the time. Can't play both of them at the same time.
No.
I mean, everybody go, can't you do that, play that fast stuff on the acoustic? I said, well, if I could, I wouldn't be sitting here,
Exactly. Did also that would have been during the days too. You had a music store too, didn't you?
Music store. I was teaching guitar. I taught Trey Hill. He's one of my
Trey Hill
big
came and did the
students.
show, and that's all he could talk about is how you taught him everything everything that he knows that's worth knowing. Is what he told me.
Well, he learns. I mean,
He did learn. Yeah. He. That's one of the first things he wanted to talk about. He said he wouldn't be where he's at as a musician if it wasn't for you.
Well, he took it a little further. Going to Nashville, I told him, they asked me about what could he do? I said, well, you can't sit in Shelby,
Exactly.
and when nobody find you here.
Right.
And the whole family took the chance of going up there, I guess. And so.
And then when he got there, he got him some good jobs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was sitting home. My son called me. He said, "I think it's Trey on Grand Ole Opry." I said, "No, you crazy."
It was.
It was. First I seen him, he was playing acoustic guitar, and then next time I seen him, he was with another band. He was playing electric. And then I seen him on Good Morning America, and I said, "Well, he's doing pretty good now, I guess." He stopped by about 2 weeks ago, come by the house and hung out with him for a while.
He tell you he's moving to California.
Yeah, and he's gone now. He went out there.
Yeah. He was saying when he was here doing the podcast. That was Mother's Day. He told me, he said, I might have to leave Nashville, man. It's not happening for me in Nashville these days. Or anybody's what he said.
Yeah, it's pretty much closed down. He said it just started opening up a little bit here lately,
But he told me what he's making then after it opened back up with what we make playing around here.
yeah.
You know, which is not a whole lot of money in Nashville.
It's been the same around here the whole time, really.
Yeah, it has.
I mean,
Yeah.
20 years ago, you'd make about the same amount of money, but it seemed like a lot more money then, you know.
It did. But you're right, it hadn't changed. I mean, a good paying job is what it was then.
Yeah.
You know, that's a shame too, because now they have craft breweries and they have,
Yeah.
you know, more opportunities. You think they'd pay more, but a lot more bands too. But I don't know. So, you want to go to the Acoustic Syndicate days?
Yeah, well, you know, I jumped in there and it's a big time different, you know.
Oh wait! When you started in there, did you go as a bass player?
Yeah, I went as a bass player.
Yeah, I don't think people know that. You know.
Yeah, they needed a bass player and they called me and I was like, I didn't tell them I wasn't a bass player, but
Yeah, all right.
I said, yeah, I can do that. And it took a little while to. I mean, bass is, you know, you can play bass, but to play it right, you got to. There's a little more to it than what I thought, really.
Right. Oh yeah, I mean it is. It's a little harder than what you think.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of things backwards.
Yeah.
Don't. I don't know.
But you didn't stay a bass player.
No, we played a show and they had Jay from Snake Oil come in and moved me in. I figured I was going to be moved out, but they didn't.
Right.
But they made room, moved me in as a guitar player then for them. And I'd been going. I'd been playing with them really for a lot longer because I just come in and set in with them.
Right.
And I'd drive to the beach down there and set in with them.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I'd drive down and set in with Larry Keels, and at that time I was sitting in with everybody. I wasn't in the band really.
Right.
I was really just trying to figure out what I was going to do, if I was going to do it with another man, or if I was going to try to get my own stuff going. So,
Right.
but stepping in with them was right at the turning point for them, really. You know,
Yeah.
they were. You know, we played "Be Here Now," and there was 25 people. The next time we played, I think it was after we done a David Grisman show with him up at Green Acres. You know, it was sold out, it was slam full. You know, we was expecting 25.
Right.
I'm back there.
Yeah, you were there in the classic good old days,
Yeah.
man. Then you go on to something else too, don't you?
Yeah, moved in. Started, well, Tater, first they asked me to join them at the very beginning, and they played some stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't know. It was just John and Luke.
Yeah.
They was doing some bizarre type stuff, you know, which it was all right, but it was.
It was different. That early
Yeah, I was
stuff
like, I don't know if I can get to beat that, you know, what y'all doing.
Right.
It was about a year after playing with Syndicate for a while, and I come back, they still them too, and it was. Well, they had added some people. I think
Steve
John
Johnson, I think.
yeah,
by then.
played bass, and
Yeah.
and then Boo was coming in playing drums some, and yeah, John was playing the congas more.
Right.
So it started out as it's kind of a mixture of things, and Kelly, my drummer, he come in.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he always, that's his thing. You get in, you get me in. You know.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's been your man. That's been your drummer, no doubt.
And it's just, you know, we got pretty tight on what we was doing, even though we never practiced, but we.
Y'all played together though a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, not practice, but y'all played together a lot.
That's the same way we wore it out for close to 10 years, I guess.
Yeah. That was a pretty long run.
Yeah.
Pretty good run. Then, okay, there's some point I see you playing with Scott Moss too.
Well, between that, we had David Vire come in.
Oh yeah,
we
David Vire, yeah.
done the Barefoot Assassins.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot you. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and done that for a while. Then kind of later I come up to New Year's and went up and seen went to meet Politos. I called Scott first. I didn't really know him then. Just said, I see you're playing. I said, it says Scott Moss and Company are friends, and I was like, well, find out who's going to play before we go up there for New Year's. And I called him. He said, well, you if you want, bring a guitar. And I was like, he didn't have nobody really coming in.
He didn't have no friends.
And so I think maybe him and Lance.
Yeah, Lance
come in.
Yeah.
And done that, and Tawana stayed on it about, she thought that was good. He was a good singer and all, so kind of me and him done some gigs, and Lance done gigs, and she just had a birthday, her 50th birthday, I think, and she had a big party at the Owl's Eye. And she wanted. We brought Kelly down. It was kind of all just going to do that party, and when we all got together, then it kind of just turned into.
Was that Evergreen? Was that what that was?
Yep, Evergreen. Then we didn't have a name up till then. That's
right. And
then that kind of took off pretty good. So
that was happening there for a while too.
Went up to Nashville and recorded a CD, and it's all going pretty good. And then, things happen.
They always do. It's a band, So.
Tawana passed away, and kind of, I kind of got.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of the end of
that. That'll derail your whole life.
Yeah.
Then you got sick.
Then I got sick. Yeah.
But
that kind of took that. That's about done. Then I really said I was done. I wasn't gonna play no more. So.
I thought you were done, man. I was worried about you.
It took up until recently, really, to get slam over. When still the chemo, the effects of the chemo and radiation, all that just stays with you for a couple of years.
Sure. I'm sure. Are you well now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm well,
And you're back to playing again, right?
Yeah. Okay. Guy set up sound for Ron O'Cook before he passed away on his birthday. I run sound carried a little PA up there, and the guys that was playing, I knew them from down in Charlotte, and they was like, hey, let's get something else going, come and play with us. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. And then they talked me into coming down.
So you've been there a while too.
Yeah. Me and Fudd, I guess it's been going on 4 years, I guess, or maybe.
It's been a while, yeah. And you're playing bluegrass there, right?
We're playing, no, we do some grass, but Grateful Dead and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
His original stuff, Tyler Childers, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, that's good working stuff. That's all.
I mean, it's different than what I've ever done. You might even catch me sitting down playing.
Yeah, sitting down job. I mean, at our age, that's probably a pretty good thing.
Well, I try not to sit down.
I know, I do understand.
But he's like, we're sitting down. I've played and me the only one standing up, so it kind of looks.
It's
looks
hard
funny.
for an old rock and roller to want to sit down and play. I know it is.
Yeah. I used to tell people, if you see me sitting down, just shoot me from behind, and then I had to clarify that here.
Yeah, man, that happens. So I'm glad. What do you see going on with you once this? You've survived this COVID all right, right?
Yeah.
I guess y'all are going to play a lot more once it loosens up a little more.
We're getting like house parties and stuff down in Charlotte, and more of that. Got a couple more of them for Christmas, and Fudd has been down in Charlotte doing the grassy type stuff for so long that everybody just seemed to call on him. He plays 5 or 6 days a week.
You
still.
didn't tell people who these people are you're playing with.
Yeah, McKinney Gap, and it's mainly me and Scott Fudd McKinney. His name's Scott, but they call him Fudd. He got a job at a liquor store in Fort Mill, playing as you come in. I think he makes about $100 a day.
Well,
plus he loves liquor, so.
Well, that works out good. I mean, What more can you
I
ask?
know. I said, can't you go get me in there? He goes, well,
Really?
they ain't paying me hardly enough. But he gets us plenty, not plenty, but we're getting us a lot more gigs now in the evenings.
That's cool, man. I'm glad. What have I missed in this story along the way? You remember your first guitar?
Yeah, it's a Stella. An old, hard to play Stella.
yeah, I bet it was. Strings up real high.
Straight as high as they can be.
Yeah.
I mean, Daddy took me to like all the Snuffy Jenkins things, and
Yeah.
the Lewis family play around here, and the
Oh,
Osmond
yeah.
brothers. And,
Yeah.
we'd go see Doc Watson every time, you know. And
Yeah.
that's who, at that time, that's who I liked a lot, you know.
Well, that's a good.
It was a long time I wasn't even listening to no Tony Rice. I'm glad I started to listen to him, but I was just so much into Doc's
Well, you
playing.
can't go wrong by listening to Doc, you know.
Yeah. And then my uncle brought me I forget the dude's name. It's Norman Blake album.
Oh yeah, Norman Blake.
And then
Yeah.
you know Norman's he's similar to Doc, but a little different. But,
A little different.
and then I got me a Tony Rice record. And he's doing a little different too. So.
You know those Doc and Norman Blake stuff's a little more rhythmic than Tony. You know.
Yeah.
They incorporate that rhythm stuff all in where Tony's straight up a lead player, man.
Yeah.
So it looks like if I want you in a band, I have to throw a birthday party and talk you into it.
Yeah. Hire me for the sound gig, and then I might.
Yeah, hire you for a sound gig. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's, that seems to be the common thing these days to get you to come out and play. I'm just glad you're out playing. I really am. You got a highlight of your music career you like better than any of them? I know there's tons of them.
Well, I got to meet Doc Watson at the Stompin' 99.
That's pretty cool.
And he told me that wasn't no bluegrass that I was playing. And he told me he wasn't a bluegrass player, he was a Piedmont blues man.
There you go. Yeah, so I mean... Yeah.
And just a whole, really, the bluegrass type thing, getting to meet a lot of people that I liked over the years, through Steve Metcalf and different people I've got to meet, all the guys in New Grass Revival.
Yeah, I mean...
And several different people like that.
Man, there's videos all over the internet of you playing all over the place. You realize that, right? I've even seen you maybe playing with the old Plum Holler band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I played with them at the festival. Every time, and me and Barney got pretty close there.
Barney, that's who I was going, Barney. Yeah, old Barney. I played with Barney. Barney's a pretty cool guy. If you like moonshine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, Moonshiner Festival. That's what that is. Yes. Yeah.
There was one time we had to do it without him. The set, we do 2 sets a day, and I'd play 2 sets with Tater, and then 2 sets with him, and then people handing up moonshine, the whole time you playing.
Oh yeah.
It's rough, of course. It's just I only drink when I'm on stage. That's when they hand them jars up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, people don't know about that.
Yeah, and then Barney I couldn't find him. He was in the bus. He's out. We just go out there and do the half of the show when he wasn't in there. He come.
Yeah, he did that the whole time. Richard Walter told me when he was out on the road with him, a lot of times he'd have to do the whole first set of the show, before he'd ever come out.
Yeah, he'd come out there. He's a little shaky there.
Yeah. But I mean,
Barney was a super smart fellow. He's history buffed and knew a lot about a lot of things. He'd call me up and talk for hours on the phone. I'd have to charge one and keep changing it back and forth. He'd be talking about stuff, and crazy stuff. But
Yeah, well, Barney knew the real moonshiners too. He
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a picture of Popcorn Sutton and Barney.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, that's pretty big time moonshiners.
And then, you know, I've done a couple of shows with Goose Creek.
Oh, Goose Creek,
And,
yeah. Man, Goose Creek's great. I mean, that's a great band.
The lead guy, I forget, Charlie Gearhart.
Yeah.
He said that Barney had sent him a tape, and you know he wanted to play with him.
Oh yeah.
And they talked. They become. I think they talked all over the years. They become friends and talked a lot. You know, Barney liked them a lot. You know.
Barney. One of the things is sometimes Barney was a really good fiddler.
Yeah.
Sometimes Barney was not a really good fiddler too. You know, I mean, it just kind of depended.
Yeah, and then you know it started out. Them other two boys that played the banjo and the guitar player, I forget their names.
Yeah, I can't
It
remember.
was their band, and they hired Barney, and they said they didn't know how it happened, but over the years, you know, it was his band.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Woodstick or something like that they had first. But
Oh yeah. I know that. I think a couple of the guys that's playing with Lance these days, I think, are in that band down there. Well, I guess it's done now. I mean, maybe I think they still have it, but
yeah, I don't know if they tour much.
I don't think they do much.
I think they just do the festival. I know
Yeah.
maybe a couple of little.
Still have
Barney done a lot of frat parties and stuff. You know, I mean
Yeah.
that's where his money come. You know,
Yeah.
He paid him well to go do his fraternity things.
Well, I mean, Barney ran a good show. He knew how to rev his crowd up.
Yep. And then then he rented festival grounds out there to the frat boys, you know, from Alabama and whatever. They'd come
Right.
up and have their parties, and he'd play for them.
Yeah.
So he's pretty smart on business wise, and you know.
And if you'd meet him, you'd never think that. First time you see Barney, it's like, oh, okay.
The first time he said he's gonna hire Tater. He said y'all would come out and do a little bit of y'all songs, and then y'all play for me, and y'all come out and you know. And we just had to come up with the first record, and I said, no, I ain't gonna do that. And then it took a couple years, you know, and then we got hooked back up with him and started
Right.
playing the festival.
Yeah.
And really, at that time, I think a lot of people said we turned it around. You know, they had the same bands and nothing new for a while, and and then Tater come in. We kind of built the crowd back, brought a new crowd in.
Right, brought a new crowd to it. Yeah.
And a lot of folks that never even heard the place, and we took them up there. And,
I might even seen Jesse at Albino Skunk Fest too.
yeah, I played there with Acoustic Syndicate, and then I've been back, you know. And,
Yep.
I wish I'd went back, you know. Billy Strings played there, you know.
Oh yeah, Billy Strings did. Yeah. That's too cool.
He's kind of similar to the story of mine. You know, he's a rocker, bluegrasser, and a
True.
rocker, and then back.
Yeah.
And you can tell it in his playing a lot. You know,
You can.
A lot of stuff he does that I see that, you know, that I was doing it, especially frailing it. You know, I mean, playing hard and stiff arming it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's Yeah, I mean he's got a huge following these days.
Yeah, he's different.
He's different. I agree. He is. You know.
Well, it took a lot to go. The first song he played on the opera was "Dust in the
That's
Baggie,"
yeah, some baggy. So I mean,
and they was clapping because they apparently wasn't listening to the words.
no, they probably weren't listening to the words, but or if they were, they was just like, oh, what have we done? You know. But the boy can play, no doubt.
Yeah.
You want to play again?
Yeah, I can play a little later.
right, listen, aging hadn't hurt your playing any.
Well, a little bit, but not.
Well, also, I have to tell the listeners too that it's like 10:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
and the boy hadn't warmed up, and he still plays better than you do. So I mean, you know, it's
Yeah, and I
been,
was up late last night. So.
oh, there you go. It's been a good long journey that you've had.
Yep, it ain't this. It went by fast, and it seems, certain times but there's a lot packed in there.
There is a lot packed in there, and you've been a big part of this music community your whole life, just
Yeah.
about. I mean, you've been the standard everybody judges guitarists by. Yeah, he's good, but he ain't no Roger Padgett. So I mean, we've heard that a lot over the years. So, I do appreciate you coming out and doing
Yeah,
this,
I thank you.
and we'll see what happens going forward.
Yep,
Thank you, man.
thank you.